Yeah, yeah, loud and clear.
Right. So I've been able to join with my laptop. Can I start?
Yeah, sure. Gladly. Please go ahead.
All right. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, you can just use
Good
the chat
morning.
box or you can make use. Thank you. Good morning. All right. So my name is Elizabeth Babalola, and I'm a financial advisor at Money Africa. Financial advice or financial research analyst, and somewhere reached out to me via Money Africa to come talk to you about something that is very, very important about financial literacy, building a strong financial foundation. Because when it comes to money is not just about the amount you earn, it's about the behavior you exhibit. So what I'm trying to I started okay, I started in 2023 before I officially got a job with Money Africa. I started personal finance when I used to create content and share with people. Someone reached out to me. He's a web designer. Um, he's a web designer, and in 2023, yeah, 2023, he made a lot of money, like a lot of money. You know how designer can be paid well, right? He made a lot of money, but he ended up in debt, and he did not end up in one debt. He ended up in like six, including family people, including loan apps, different loan apps. He got into different loan apps. And he reached out to me. He said he has been trying to help himself. He has been trying to ensure. Please, can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Hello, can you please confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen is up.
Okay, thank you. So, he said he has been trying to get out of the debt and also structure his finances, yeah, finances, and just get out of the debt and have a good life. But it has been difficult, and that is where a professional advice usually comes in. Sometimes you just need people that can give you the right tonic that you need to get out of what you're in. So I started with him in April 2024, and then I everything I'll be sharing with you today are the things that I told him to do, which he did, and that got him out of debt by November 2024. He's debt free now. He was able to save, he was able to get a rented apartment, he increased his income capacity, he was able to do more. I mean, somebody that earned millions and would just spend money anyhow and was in a lot of debt. Now a saver, now is working towards investment, is getting better, is getting things by himself. He can now employ people. He can now spread his net. He can now get millions of naira in projects. That's because he listened to what I told him. He paid attention to what I told him. He listened to the financial advices I gave him. And that is why I will want to encourage us today to pay attention. If you have any question at the end of the section, please let me know. And if you know that the question you're going to forget, please ensure you note it down so that we will not forget. So let's get straight into it. So building a strong financial foundation. One thing I used to tell people is that money management is not about the amount, but it's about the behavior that you have towards money. Uh, if you are a saver uh, from primary school, anytime they give you money, you save a part of it. So let's learn from this story. So let's say Tim, when he was in primary school, he saved 10% of his 15 naira allowance. That's just 5 naira, right? Then in secondary school, he saved 10% of 500 naira. That's 50 naira. In university, he saved 10% of 5,000 naira monthly allowance, right? That's the 500 naira. Then he did graduate training program, and then he saved 10% of 50,000 naira. That's 5,000 naira. Now, do you know what is the same thing that we see in what he has been doing? Is consistent. Is consistent with his saving habits. So it was not about the amount, but it was the behavior that he has towards money. And that's the first thing I want you to know, that it's not about the amount you are earning, it's about the behavior that you have towards money. And today I want to let you know the right kind of behavior that you should have towards money as a tech professional. So let's start. The first thing is that you have to learn how to take control of your money. Taking control of your money means that you will learn to budget. Now, budgeting is that you're giving direction to your money. Sorry, excuse me. So, budgeting is that you're giving a direction to your money. So, I earn weekly as a freelancer, I earn monthly, I earn bi weekly. But how do I spend this money? So if you don't want your money to control you, if you don't want your money to control you, if you don't want your money to be spent impulsively, if you don't want your money to just okay, anytime you earn, you don't just know where the money is going. I mean, that guy that helped, he just said anytime he earns, he will just enter the supermarket and go and buy anything. If you don't want to be in that kind of situation, then the first thing you have to learn to do is to learn to budget. So budgeting is basically that you're giving direction to your money. You're telling your money, this is what I need you to do. This is what I want you to do. So in budgeting, you have to start with your need. This is what I need. I need data. You're a remote worker, so you are not expected to lack data. So you know that data is a priority. If you're staying alone, then you know you have to feed yourself. If you need to go out to get up some things, you know you need transport fare. You know that if you're going to if you have a generator, if you do not have a solar, but you have generator, you need to fuel it. So that's a need. So in budgeting, you have to focus on your need
Uh-huh.
first.
Okay.
What do
Okay.
I need? So when you know what you need,
Yeah, I think
it
so.
will help you prioritize, because the first thing in budgeting is always your need. People make mistake of goals before need, and that's when you hear people say they have been starving because they are saving. That should not be. In budgeting, you ought to cater for your need first. What do I need to be productive every day? What do I need to get the work done? What do I need to do this? What do I need to be a better person? What do I need to ensure that every day I keep living? So that is your need. And then the next thing you focus on is your goals. What else do I want to achieve aside from everyday needs? Oh, I want to get a car. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to go to school. I want to get a course. So goals are things you want to achieve in like the long run. It can be between 1 to 18 months, which I'm still going to explain in details. But it's not something you do in your day-to-day activity. They are just things beyond your day-to-day activity that you want to achieve with your money. So your need first, your goals, and then the last thing will now be your wants. Now, wants are just mere desire. They are insatiable. You always have wants. Shawarma, chicken, buy this, buy that. Just mere desire. They are things you can do without. You can live without them. If you don't eat shawarma or if you don't buy that food tray in a year, you will be fine. But they are just mere desire. So after you have catered for your need, then your goals, then you can now think about your wants. I hope you're following. Just give me some emoji to know that I have people following. All right, good. Thank you. So, the next thing will now be that how do I budget? Usually, I advise freelancers because you do not have a consistent income. I usually advise that you use the percentage method of budgeting. So, the percentage method of budgeting is that you have to use percentage to allocate your expenses. So, let's say 50% go to my need, 30% go to my goals, 20% goes to my wants. Now, this is not a structure that I would say you should follow. I'm just giving an estimate or an example. So it depends on what worked for you. For the guy, I used the percentage method for him, and we splitted 100% into like 5 or 6 things. 30% for tithe, 10% for savings, this one for paying back debt. I think we did 20% for paying back debt. He kept
Hello?
30% for his need.
Hello?
He kept 30% for his
Hello?
mother. So
Can you hear me, madam?
we splitted it into how it was going to work for him. So that's why I used to tell people, hello,
Yeah, we can hear you.
sorry, can I? Yes, I can hear you.
Whoever was trying to speak, you can just hold
All
on.
right.
We,
So can I
Okay,
continue
okay.
now?
Okay, sorry. I wanted to know whether you are recording this video and whether both the video,
All
if
right.
you can
Thank
sell
you.
it
So
separately, the recorded video and the
I
project
did a
just like.
percentage method for him. So this one goes to your
yeah,
mail.
the session is being recorded. Just exercise patience, please. Let nobody interrupt her anymore.
Okay, can you
I
share?
beg. Thank you.
Okay, can you share with us after? Thank
Sorry, Elizabeth.
All right.
Go
So
back.
moving on. Yeah, it's fine. Thank you. So moving on. Okay. All right. Can we hear me?
Yeah, loud and
Sorry, I lost my connection. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I'm just in a bad place and the network is not so good. So I was talking about the percentage method of budgeting. So you create budgets and then you allocate it based on percentage. Now, with this percentage method of budgeting, you can use it for any amount. I know freelancers do not have a consistent income. So the better the amount that comes in, you can use the percentage method. The guy, even when he's earning 15K, or is earning 50,000 or is earning 100,000, even when he started earning in millions, he still use the same percentage method. So I hope you understand. So percentage method is something that you can follow no matter the amount that you are earning. Then there is another method which is zero-based budgeting. Zero-based method is that, okay, I'm expecting 50,000 naira from a client. This is how I want to spend it. So you ensure that the 50,000 naira is allocated to the things that you need, your goals and your wants. So, okay, you can say 20,000 naira is going for my feeding and my expenses for the month. 20,000 naira is going for the course I want to buy. 10,000 naira is going for my wants. Something like that. I'm just giving an estimate. That, like, it depends on you because this is a general class. Assuming it is personalized, I would have structured it in a more personalized approach. But that is it. Zero base is that, okay, this is the amount that you know the amount you're expecting, and then you create a budget for it to ensure that your naira is allocated to everything that you want to do. Like there is no money just there. Okay, this 10,000 naira, I don't know what to do with it. Don't let it happen in budgeting. In budgeting, you should always have, what do I want to do with this money? That's how you can take control of your money. The moment you don't have what you want to do with your money, the money controls you, and then you get anything that you see, you get anything that you want, which is not supposed to be in money management. And the next thing you're supposed to do is to also create an emergency fund. Now, as a freelancer, you do not have a stable income, you do not have uh, a stable source of revenue. It just comes and goes, except if you get a retainer job, right? So what you're supposed to do is to also create an emergency fund. Now, an emergency fund is the money set aside in case of an unexpected situation, a job loss, no job. For somebody like you now, it might be like, okay, no job for a particular period of time. What am I going to spend? And maybe car repairs for some people and all of that. Something you do not expect to happen, but it happened. So we usually advise people to do 3 to 6 months of their living expense. Now, let's say you spend 200,000 naira in a month, or you spend 50,000 naira in a month. So you multiply three, and you multiply your living expenses by three. That's 150,000 naira or 600,000. So we advise you to work towards a saving goal of uh, 600,000 naira or 150,000 naira, as the case may be. So it depends on you. It depends on what you're doing. It depends on who you are. It is not uh, the same for everybody. But we advise that at least 3 months or maximum 6 months of your living expenses, have it saved up in a high yield savings account. Now, high yield savings account is different from the normal traditional bank where you just put your money and they will keep deducting and deducting and deducting. But in a high yield savings account, you have the opportunity to save and earn on your money. So what I'm saying is that for example, now Ladder by Money Africa, where I work, we have a saving app, Ladder, that allows you save for your emergency. Now, emergency ought to be in an easily accessible account. It ought to be in an account that you can easily withdraw within 1 to 24 hours because it is an emergency. It is not a money you want to just spend like that. It is something that, in case something happens, you can easily access it and use it to solve that problem. Now, it is not for day to day need, it is for an unexpected situation, something you didn't plan for it to happen, but it happened. So, emergency fund is for that. So you can save it up in your ladder emergency fund and you can quickly get it when the need arises. So that is what we advise. Now, if it is a substantial amount, we advise that you spread it. Don't just do savings. You can also put it in mutual fund. Now, mutual fund is a money market fund. Mutual fund comprises of um, commercial paper, treasury bill, and bond. So we usually recommend it for short-term investment. Um, so let's say that I am a fund manager. I collect money from all of you, and then I go and invest it in money market fund. Now, I invest it in something like commercial paper. Commercial paper is that we are borrowing Dangote our money for a period of time, usually 3 to 9 months. So it is that you are borrowing corporate organization like Dangote your money, and there will be a return on it. Now, for commercial paper and treasury bill is that you are borrowing government your money for a period of time, usually 3 to 12 months, and there is a return on it. For those two kind of investments, you can't get your money anytime. If you go and put your money in a commercial paper or treasury bill, you have to lock it up for like 3 to 6 or 9 or 12 months. So it cannot serve as emergency. But when you put your money in a mutual fund, which is the combination of all of it, and then you give it to a fund manager, Carry Rice is a fund administrator, Stanbic IBTC, they are fund administrator, ARM, they are fund administrator. There are many others, right? But these are the ones I can recommend to you. So you'll be able to collect your money anytime. So it can serve as an emergency. Now, if it is a very substantial amount, we also advise that you save it in dollar. Why? Because we want you to hedge against inflation because of the current market economy situation of the country. I mean, naira is being devalued all the time. So a way to preserve your money from being devalued is to buy dollars. So if it is a large substantial amount of money, I'm talking sometimes 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. We have people that had no choice than to have like 6 million naira emergency fund because of their living expense. You can always edge against inflation and preserve your currency. So preserve the value of your money. Now that is a saving goal. I usually advise people don't save if you do not have a goal. Because if you save without a goal, you end up using it for anything that comes your way. And that is not right. So one of the saving goal you can have is to have an emergency fund goal. Now, another one you can have is a short-term goal. Now, short-term goals are for goals you want to achieve between 1 to 18 months. Oh, I want to get a new laptop. I want to buy this. I want to do this. Like something that does not happen in your day-to-day activity, but you want to achieve it. So we usually advise that you first know the price. So when you know the cost of what you need to achieve, then you now determine how do I want to raise money towards it. Oh, I want to save towards it. I want to ask for it. for help. I want to go for grants. I want to do this. So those are the processes that it takes you to set up your short-term goals, which is what you want to achieve between 1 to 18 months. So for this kind of thing, you can make use of ladder and just save it up, save it up, save it up, save it up. Okay, so I want to get a laptop in 12 months. Then you start saving a percentage of your money every month. Then after you have calculated it, okay, I need a laptop of 300,000 naira. If I divide it by 12, how much will it be? Then you know the amount you have to work towards every month. And then from your income, you start saving up a particular amount every month towards your short term goal. So I've, I've mentioned an emergency fund goal, which is very, very important for you as a freelancer. And also short term goals, things you want to achieve between 1 to 18 months. Know the price, divide it um, by the number of months, in how many months do you want to achieve it. Then when you know that, you'll be able to determine, oh, is it possible for me to do this with my current income? Do I need to ask for help? Who am I asking for help? So it will give you the ability to think and plan towards your future. So nothing will catch you unaware because you're preparing for the future. Now, moving on, after you have now planned towards your short-term goals, then you should start thinking of your future. I mean, except if you work in a corporate organization as a tech professional where you have medical insurance and you are enrolled in a pension scheme, most people do not have because they are working on their own. So we usually advise that if you can get a medical insurance, then go for it. We usually advise that if you can get a medical insurance, then go for it. Azamazad provides medical insurance at a low cost. You can go for it. There's another one. Is it life assurance? I can't remember their name now. Yeah, that is another insurance company that provides health insurance at a low cost that you can go for. So another thing that you now have to consider is what can I do towards my retirement? You do not want to work all your life. You do not want to keep working round the clock all your life. Then you need to start planning for your future. So, and that's called investing. See, saving is good, but investing is better. Saving is very, very good. I mean, you save towards your goal, emergency fund goals, short term goals. But when it comes to investing, that's how you make your money work for you. So investing is basically that you're making your money work for you as you plan towards the future. Now, your money can work for you when you buy stock. That's the first thing. Stock is that you're buying a part of a company. Uh, Usually you earn based on the performance of the company. So let's say you invest in Tesla now. We usually recommend US stock. We don't advise that you put your money in Nigerian stock towards long-term investment. You can do it for the short term, not even in stock. You can do treasury bill, commercial paper, you can do bond, you can do mutual fund for the short term. But when it comes to long term, you know you're planning towards the future, then invest in a stable market. So we usually recommend the US stock because of the stability and growth that we see in the market. Nigerian stock, they are not bad, but if you're looking towards the future, then go for it. So I was saying that you earn based on the performance of the company. So let's say you got Tesla for $100, and then in the next 10 years, which is about 2035, it has gotten to like $500. That means that you have earned $400 on every share that you bought. So let's say you got 10 shares or 100 shares. That's how you have 4,000 $400 times 100. That's about $4,000. So let's say it is 10,000 shares. That's how people make money. Through capital appreciation. You got shares at a price and the value of the company increase, your value in the company also increases. So you also earn based on dividend. So dividend is that we have made a profit at the end of this year. This is what we want to share with our shareholders. So they will give you profit. You hear people say, I think Access just paid on recent too. I mean, people are getting dividend now. because companies are paying. So what we usually advise is that because you're planning towards the long term, don't take your dividend, reinvest it back, which I'm still going to talk about in compound interest because that's how your money works for you. You also have to learn about compound interest. Now, and another thing you can invest in is I've explained bond, I've explained mutual fund, ETFs. Now, ETF is to low risk investment, usually stable investment, and it is not stock. But ETFs, they are into stock. So ETFs are exchange traded fund. Exchange traded funds are it is a basket of stock. So different individual stock from different sector, different companies put together. They do that is that it's because it is a low risk investment. For people that do not have time to be tracking the market, active investors, you are not active. You don't have time to be doing it all the time, doing it all the time. I mean, you cannot be checking the market and knowing what is happening to this stock. You don't have time. So what you're going to do is that go for ETFs because ETFs are passively managed. Before they can put a stock, you are aware of the S&P 500. S&P 500 tracks the top 500 companies in the US. So before they can call a company top 500 companies in the US, that means that their criteria they have met. And they usually rebalance it 2 times in a year. So it is a safe investment. So if you're looking into investing towards the long term, something stable and it's always growing, then go for ETF. So ETF is a way that you spread your money across different sector, different companies at once. It is a way to diversify your portfolio because you are in investment, you're not supposed to put all your egg in one basket. Now, and another way, which is the most common way here in Nigeria, is real estate. Real estate is that you're either buying a land or you're either buying a land or you're buying a property and you're earning rental income from it, or the value of your land increases. Now, you have to be very, very careful and ensure that you're going through the right agent for that because that's the mistake people make. They buy land and they said, Omonile has collected it, and that will become a waste. So you have to be very, 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 very careful and ensure that you're investing in the right thing. So for the property also it depends on how much you have. Now, a way for you to start, even if you have 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000 naira, is to buy fractional in real estate, is to go into fractional real estate. Fractional real estate is that you're buying shares of companies that are into real estate. So a top real estate company now as is listed on the stock exchange market, whether the US or Nigeria. What you can do is that you can buy a share of their company. So that means you are also involved in real estate. So you do not have to wait until you have money to buy land or until you have money to buy a property before you can start real estate. You can start by buying shares of companies that are into real estate. And another one that we usually advise towards long-term investment is cryptocurrency. Now, I know many people trade cryptocurrency. They trade it like, okay, I buy when it is low, I sell when it is high, I do this, I do that. No, we don't advise that. Even stock, some people do it for that. Those people are called traders and speculators. But when we are talking about the future, we're talking about you doing it for the long term. So we don't advise that you trade. We advise that you put it in and look towards the long term. So how do you go about that? Number one, don't put a larger percentage of your portfolio into cryptocurrency. Just 10%. Maximum is 10%. See, we understand that there is high risks, there is low risks, there is medium risks, but there's nothing like NO risks. Everybody take risks. So we ensure that, okay, just maximum 10% of your portfolio should go into cryptocurrency. And then invest in the established coins. Don't go into the coins that are just coming up, meme coin, drop coin, this one. No, go for the ones that have been around for years. I'm talking Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum. So invest in the established one. And for those that don't know about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency at all, so cryptocurrency is a digital currency. It's also a digital investment. Like dollar now, dollar we can touch dollar, we can touch naira, but we can't touch these ones. It is digital. So it's a form of investment. It's new, but it has been around for some years now. So we have some that are established which you can go for. So we usually advise that go for 10% and also invest in the established ones. Now, the reason why we say invest in establishment is because it's a decentralized investment. There is no regulation. Anybody can just say, I have a coin, come and buy. So you have to be careful of the ones you're buying. That's why we advise you that you go for the established ones. I mentioned earlier that you are supposed to spread your investment. You're not supposed to put all your egg in one basket, which is one of the reasons why um ETFs they are good because you're spreading your money across different companies at once. Different companies cannot go there at once. So and ETFs are passively managed. So a way to spread all your money to ensure that you are not putting it in one basket. This is a structure. 20% for real estate, fixed deposit like bond, treasury bill, commercial paper, 10%, 60% in ETFs, 10% in cryptocurrency. Now, this is not a structure that I say that you all can follow. This is just an example. This is just an idea of how portfolio diversification is. If it is a more personalized one, I would have suggested that okay, go like this, go like this. When I know your kind of risks, so I have to know who you have before I can recommend. But this is a general rule of thumb. I hope you understand. So an alternative is that your 100 minus your age. So let's say you're 20 years old now. 100 minus 20, that's 80. That means you have the ability to invest in high risk investment of about 80%. That means you can put your money into stock, crypto, real estate. I mean, those ones that are not low risk, 80%, because you still have a long time to go. Then 20% can be in a stable investment. It depends on what works for you. And you can speak to a financial advisor to know exactly what works for you. But this is an idea of how portfolio diversification work. The main thing is that don't put all your egg in one basket. Ensure you spread it. Ensure you spread your investment portfolio. Yeah. So another thing is compound interest. Now, compound interest is that your capital plus your interest is working for you. So one of the most powerful tools in wealth creation is compound interest. It is called the eighth wonder of the world. It is essentially any interest on your interest. So let's say, for example, now you invest 100,000 naira this year, and then you earn 10% interest on it. Next year, you will earn 10% on 110,000. Now imagine this keeps going on every time, every time. That's how people make money. So let me quickly show you uh, another example. I want you to understand this better. Okay, actually, oh, okay, I'm coming. Please, I have to reshare my screen to help you see this. Just give me a second. All right. So this is it. This is a compound interest calculator. And now let's say we start investing $100. This is just an example. You can invest any amount, but the larger the amount, the larger the earnings, the longer the years, the longer the earnings. That's it. That's why they will advise you start early, start now. Don't wait. Don't wait till you have it all. You can start investing on Bamboo with just 5,000 naira, $1. You can start, so you do not have to wait. I usually just convert my money to dollars using Gig Pay. I convert my money. I go and buy US stock 10,000, 15,000. I don't care about the amount. I just put it there because that's how it can work for me. So let's say you start investing $100 and then you do it every month for the next 20 years. And then the all the portfolio that I've just mentioned. Sorry, can that person mute their mouth, please? You're earning 12% on it. So 12% on it. Let's see, and it is compounded annually. That means that every time you invest, the interest you earn on it is added back to it, and then you start earning on your capital plus the interest. The interest will also be making money for you. That's basically compound interest. Your interest is making money for you. So look at it. All right. In 20 years, you will have, this is an estimate. It can do better than 12%, but this is an estimate. In 20 years, you have 87,000, over $87,000. But here is it. It might not be a large amount to somebody that wants to dream big. But for somebody that just wants to retire and just be fine, this is a good amount. You have only contributed $24,100 to earn $87,000. Now, that is what compound interest will do for you. Compound interest will make your money work for you. It will make the interest on your money, it will make it work for you. That's why starting very early is essential. Imagine you now do it for 30 years, $100. See, you have only contributed 36,100, but you're using it to earn $292,000. That is what compound interest can do for you. That's why it is important for you to start investing very early. Don't wait. Don't wait till when I have a substantial amount. Don't wait till when I get a big deal. Start with that little amount. That's why I said always budget your money. Create a percentage method of, okay, every time I earn 10%, 20% is going into investment. I'm going to use this money for investment. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it in the stock market. So that is it. Then the earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to go through compounding. Now, another thing I want to talk about is debt. I told you that when the guy reached out to me, he had about six debt, and that was a lot for him. So this is how we tackle it. Number one, we have to clarify what is good and what is bad debt. Money that you just go and borrow in an hurry because you're not patient, I'm hungry, and this, they are bad debts. Some people borrow for business sake. As long as you have calculated your money very well, then good debt is good. As long as you have a means of paying back. Most people borrow without a means of paying back, and then all the embarrassment of low halves start to happen to them. So ensure that you know the reason why you are borrowing. Why am I borrowing? What is my means of repaying back this money? Do I really have a means? Let loan be your last resort. Let loan be the last thing you ever think about. How else can I raise this money if I do not borrow loan? Can it wait? So people just go and borrow in an hurry. They will not even wait or be calm about the situation. They just go and borrow in an hurry. So you have to be very, very careful of that. So, but if you are in debt, this is what you can do. Number one thing is to know it. Many people cannot even track their debt because they are borrowed from different loan apps, and it's going to affect you. You want to travel out of the country, but you are borrowing. You don't know that you have registered your BVN, and it's going to affect you and your credit score. So you have to be very, very careful. List it out. List out, okay, how much is it? What's the interest on it? What's the minimum payment? Know it. So when you know this, you now look at it. Which one has the highest interest rate? So the one with the highest interest rate is what we advise people to pay first because it will keep getting um, much like it will keep increasing and increasing. So we advise that pay that one off. Another one that we advise people to do is that some people likes motivation. So start from the lowest one. So when you see that I did that with the guy, he started with the lowest one. We cleared up all his low debt to the highest one. And that was how we cleared all his debt. Then remember what I said about budgeting. Cut your coat according to your size. You do not have to spend above your means. This is what I earn. Then don't go beyond it. If you don't have a means to pay back, or if that is not going to produce something, don't go for it. If you are buying laptop because of a new job, you know that a new job, like not a new job that you are assuming, a new job that you have, and you have signed a contract, there's an offer letter of this is the amount you'll be collecting every month. So you have a means of paying back. You don't borrow on assumption, borrow on facts. Don't borrow on assumption, borrow on, okay, I have. That's why people in corporate organization, they can borrow because they have a salary that they're expecting every month. They can borrow from their cooperative because they know that the cooperative will just deduct the money at source. They don't even have to touch the money. They will just deduct it. So you have to be very, very careful and ensure that you're borrowing on facts, not on assumption. Now, stay consistent, stick to your repayment plan, and avoid new debts. Now, you can also talk to the people that, I mean, that was some of the things that we did. We had to talk to those loan have remove the interest, and then we pay you the capital. So he did that, and he was able to do that with some low apps, and that was how he got out of debt. So you can also follow that pattern. Now, I've only spoken in less than 30 minutes, right? Or I think about 40 minutes or 30. That is it just this is just a starting point for what you can do, because you can do better. That's why I usually advise people to go and read more. Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you have read that book, I believe it will have changed your mindset. If you read it, like, it will change your mindset. The mindset of a millionaire. It will help you think. It will help you think that, oh, there is more for me. I can be better. That's why I said that $87,000. For some people, it's a very small amount because they have bigger dreams. So, the richest man in Babylon, it will help you know about saving, it will help you know how to be frugal, it will help you know about budgeting, it will help you know about how to pay your debt, it will help you know about investing. See, remember, building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Take action today and start building your financial future. Thank you. So now I will be happy to answer your questions.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth, for that brilliant session. Everyone in the chat, please help me give a very good round of applause with your emoji buttons to Elizabeth. Thank you so much for all of the words of wisdom and knowledge that you have shared with us this past couple of minutes. So, at this point, we'll just take questions. I see that some of you have already raised your hands. Abalade Oladejo, you can go first, and after you, Emmanuel Coyote, you can go next.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma. Thank you for the sharing with us your wealth of experience and excellent spirit. Now, I want to find out. You were saying something about dollar. How do you personally source for your dollar? And then, where exactly do you recommend one can invest the dollar? You were trying to mention it the other time, but I didn't quite get it. Then the second question is that what is can you share with us that thing that you use that is calculating the Excel that is calculating the compound interest? Apart from sharing with us the presentation slide and the full recording video, can you also share that Excel template with us? Then my third and last question is that how uh, I don't know whether you have a sample of a budget because it's a very, very important tool. A lot of people don't have that. If you could spare us with an Excel template of a budget, especially that the one, whether it has zero based or percentage based, preferably the one with percentage based and cash flow forecasting, we really appreciate it, man. Because without these tools, this may just be like an academic exercise and we really appreciate if you can go out of your way. Thank you, man.
Let me answer that question. For the dollar, I usually use GeekPay. Geeg Pay. So I use GeekPay to convert my naira to dollars. Now that is when I want to invest. So I use Bamboo for my stock investments majorly. I use Bamboo for my stock investments. So for dollar, I convert my naira to dollars. I use GeekPay and then I use Bamboo for investments. Now I've sent the link to the chat box for the compound interest calculator. You can find it there. And another thing will now be the budgeting. Now, when it comes to budgeting, if you're good with Excel, you can make use of Excel. If you're good with paper and pencil, please make use of it. There is no rigid way to budget. It's just about I'm expecting 100,000 naira this month. Sit down. What do I need? What are my goals? What are my wants? Then you allocate it on it. I because I'm here on an official assignment, so I can't be sharing personal stuff. On Money Africa, the budget tracker is available for people that enroll for personalized financial advice. So at that cost 100,000 naira. So when you enroll for that, you get a budget tracker. So we usually advise you can do it if you're good with Excel sheets, just start typing it on the Excel sheet. Sometimes I myself as a professional, I sit down with paper and my jotter and my pen like this. I'm writing it down, I'm calculating what I want to do with my money. So sometimes it's not even Excel that I use. Just something that it's an habit, it's a habit for me already. So I just follow it through. I hope you understand. So I think I've answered all your questions.
Yes, you said if one wants to, what do you that bamboo? Is it a website or what is it about?
It is an app. It is an app. It is an app for investments. You can use Bamboo, there's Trove, there's Chaka, there's I Invest. So those are the ones that are available for stock investments in Nigeria, where you can invest in the US market in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Next question, please.
Emmanuel, you are up next.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you for this wonderful session. I think you have already asked most of the questions. But then I just want to ask because I know that this is a whole lot, and you try to like just give us summary of everything. So I don't know. Is there how we can reach out? Probably we need guidance for this want to start little with it. Maybe you have a kind of platform we can discuss so it will reduce your time and also give us
Your voice keeps going and coming, but I think I got what you said. So, Elizabeth, he was asking if there's any way they can join Money Africa, possibly. Can you hear me, Elizabeth?
It's keeping.
Or, but did you hear his question? Or
Yeah, I get the part of like, and so I'm not sure whether he's saying that somewhere you can reach out to, or like
yeah, he's
a
asking
community.
if
I
there's
don't.
a platform where they can reach out or learn
Okay,
from
so
experts.
Money Africa has a community on Telegram, but there's a fee for that. So it costs a I think 50,000 naira for a year. So you can subscribe to the community for 15,000 naira. You can go to themoneyafrica.com and you can find it there, themoneyafrica.com. So you can subscribe to the Telegram community where you can get information about personal finance and investment.
Thank you very much for that. Kujoko Onopemoko, you're up next.
Good morning, Miss Elizabeth. Please, I want to ask, what's your take on gold investments?
All right, so for gold investment, it's also another type of investment that's been available for years, and it's usually an alternative investment to stock. So if you like gold, you can buy them. I mean, if you like wearing them, you can buy them. It's also an investment. It increases
Okay,
in
where can you
value.
buy it virtually?
Virtually, I heard about alt investments. I think it is alt. You can go and check Financial Jennifer on Instagram. Yeah, it was from her I heard about that. So verify that Financial Jennifer on Instagram.
Thank you very much, ma.
Yeah, and the last person will be Popola Olamilekon. You're up next.
Good morning. Um, thanks to Ogunteki's community and thanks to our speaker for sharing our wealth of experience. So I want to ask you, were talking about compound interest, like about on the investments, but I don't really get. You said the what's it called next month your investment what's called your balance. So I don't get how that works. If you buy a stock, may I think that okay, when you buy a stock, just like you're buying it, and when you don't sell it, you don't get your fee. Is it that we will be the interest will be reinvesting it, or maybe there's more light you can help me to throw into it? How does your balance, what's it called, your interest get in to the money that you have, that everything now add up? So you get
All
my
right.
question.
So, yeah, I get the question. So, for the Nigerian market, I don't know, they usually pay the dividend into your bank account. So, your responsibility is to go and invest it by yourself. That's how it's going to work. But for US market, I use Bamboo for my own. So, Bamboo allows reinvestment when you they have it's just a setting on the app and the people they collaborated with to make the investment possible. They will invest your dividend into your um, investments by themselves. So even if you go for mutual fund, it's the same thing. It is reinvested. Carrywise reinvest the dividend by themselves. So because you would have clicked on that setting. So there is a setting on it that they should reinvest your dividend for you. So that's how it can work. It's all about reinvesting your dividend. So for every app you use, look at the setting. Is there an option of reinvest my dividend? If there's an option that then that will work.
Okay, yeah. Just very quickly, Musa Sadia, you can go ahead with your question, and the last question I'm taking is Helen Ogidigbe. So, in 1 or 2 seconds, just ask your question, please.
Thank you very much, sir. Good morning, ma. I'm very interested with your presentation. But my question is, I want to know more about ladder account and mutual funds. Please shed.
Also,
Hello.
if I get the question, you want to know more about the ladder account and mutual fund.
Yes, yes.
So Ladder Account is an app that is available for savings and investment. So if you want to save your money for a period of time, then you can make use of Ladder. If you want to buy treasury bill, you have the money and you don't want to spend it in 3, 6 or 9 months, then you can make use of treasury bill on Ladder. If you want to reinvest, if you want to invest in fractional real estate, then you can make use of Ladder. If you want
Okay.
to save as a group where everybody will be saving, nobody will touch your money. But all of you will be seeing that you are all depositing into the investment plan. Then you can make use of ladder. You can also save your emergency fund. And also, if you want to save in dollars, you can do it with that with ladder. And for mutual fund, I usually recommend either Carrywise, Stanbic IBTC, or ARM for that. So you can download the app and then you can see it there. Naira Mutual Fund.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma.
Yeah, so you
Next
can
question.
get the links to some of these things that she mentions on the chat. I dropped some of them on the chat as well. Helen, if you are still there, you're the last person to go.
Thank you so much, Miss Elizabeth. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, please. I have two questions. Now, the first question you said we can start small. That we don't need to wait till we have bulk of money. Now, what if someone has, let's say, 10,000 for instance? Now, I want to start investment. So how do you go about it? And the second question you said, you
Please,
talked about Money Africa on Telegram. So how can one join the group on Telegram? And you mentioned an amount. I didn't get the amount.
all right. So for the investment, if you're investing towards the long term, now if it is short term, you can go and put your 10,000 naira in mutual fund or save it up. You will earn on it. You will if you use ladder, if you use ladder treasury bill on ladder, can do mutual fund, you will earn on it. So that's for short term. But for long term, our advice, convert it to dollars. It might be a small amount, but later you'll be motivated and you get to work harder and then you start investing 100,000. But that 10,000 naira, if it was me, I will convert it to dollars. And by converting it to dollars, I'll convert it to dollars. And when I convert it to dollars, I will go and invest in ETF, S&P 500, VOO. It's called VOO. I invest it there. That's it. And then for the second one, I think he has dropped the link again to the in the chat. TheMoneyAfrica.com. I think it costs 15,000 naira per year. Yeah, on discounts. Let me verify that. Let me verify. But yeah, you can go to themoneyafrica.com and you'll be able to join it. The next question, please.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think that'll be all for
Yeah.
questions. There's no other person raising up their hands anymore. Uh,
Yeah, I think there is a Coca-Cola.
yeah, you
There is
already
a
answered.
Coca-Cola.
You already answered Gokula's question.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, you did.
All right, so I think that is all.
Yeah, that will bring us to the end of this session. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Really appreciate your time. Really appreciate your presence here, and also really appreciate you making out time from your busy schedule to be here for us today. Really appreciate it, and thank you very much. You guys can show some love with your emojis. I don't know why I've been stingy with emojis, but yeah, thank you so much, and we hope to have you on here sometime later in the future again. Yeah, and for everyone, thank you so much for also joining in. This will be our last workshop for the entire boot camp. I'm looking forward to your group projects in the coming week, and everyone, take care of yourselves and have a great weekend. Thank you once again, Elizabeth, and bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.